Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden is introduced in Genesis as a lush, perfect paradise created by God for the first humans, Adam and Eve. It was said to be located in the east, containing every tree that was pleasing to the eye and good for food, including the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. A single river flowed out of Eden and then split into four: Pishon, Gihon, Tigris, and Euphrates, offering cryptic geographical clues that have inspired centuries of speculation. Some scholars have linked Eden to the Mesopotamian region, while others see it as symbolic of humanity's original harmony with God. When Adam and Eve disobeyed God by eating the forbidden fruit, they were exiled, and cherubim with flaming swords were placed at the garden's entrance to guard the tree of life. No trace of Eden has ever been found, leading many to wonder if it was a spiritual realm rather than a physical location. Its description echoes ancient temple imagery, reinforcing the idea of Eden as a sacred space where heaven and earth once touched. Theologians view it as humanity's ideal beginning, now lost due to sin, but echoed in the promised restoration in the New Jerusalem. Eden remains an enduring symbol of innocence lost and the longing for redemption. Despite its brief appearance in Scripture, it continues to captivate the imagination as the most mysterious and mythic place of human origin. Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai is the revered mountain where Moses encountered God and received the Ten Commandments, marking a pivotal moment in Israel's formation as a covenant people. The mountain shook with thunder, lightning, smoke, and the sound of a trumpet, all symbolizing the terrifying and holy presence of God. It is also the site where Moses stayed for 40 days and 40 nights, fasting and speaking with God face to face, even returning with a radiant face that frightened the people. While the Bible firmly situates these events in a real wilderness journey, the exact geographical location of Sinai has remained elusive. Some traditions place it in Egypt's Sinai Peninsula, particularly Jebel Musa, while others argue for a site in modern-day Saudi Arabia, such as Jebel al-Lawz. The mountain itself becomes a meeting place between heaven and earth, law and grace, fear and intimacy. Despite generations of pilgrimage and research, no archaeological evidence has confirmed the true location. Its spiritual gravity overshadows its physical mystery, making Sinai a symbol of divine authority and human responsibility. It represents a threshold moment where a ragtag group of ex-slaves became a nation bound by divine law. Mount Sinai's mystery lies not only in its hidden location, but in the enduring, awe-filled encounter between God and humanity that it signifies: the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel was built in the land of Shinar by people who wanted to reach the heavens. God intervened by confusing their language and scattering them across the earth. The name Babel is linked to confusion and the origin of different languages. Some scholars associate the story with ancient ziggurats in Babylon. One possible candidate is the Etemenanki, a massive ziggurat dedicated to Marduk. However, no archaeological evidence directly links this structure to the biblical narrative. The story critiques human pride and ambition in trying to become equal with God. Its brevity in the Bible adds to its intrigue. The symbolism of disunity and divine limits still resonates today. The Tower of Babel remains a mysterious blend of myth, history, and theology. Mount Ararat. Genesis says Noah's Ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat after the Great Flood. Most believe this refers to the modern-day Mount Ararat in eastern Turkey. Over the centuries, many explorers have claimed to find remains of the Ark on this mountain. However, no discovery has ever been verified by mainstream science. The Bible doesn't specify a single peak, only a mountainous region. The mountain is often shrouded in fog and legend, making exploration difficult. Ararat holds symbolic weight as a place of new beginnings. Its harsh terrain and elevation add to the mystique. While the Ark's resting place remains unconfirmed, the mountain attracts many hopeful seekers. Mount Ararat continues to be a symbol of survival, faith, and unanswered questions. City of Enoch. The city of Enoch was founded by Cain, the son of Adam, and named after his son. It is briefly mentioned in Genesis without much elaboration. The city is the first urban settlement recorded in the Bible. Its location has never been identified, and it disappears from the biblical narrative. Some scholars interpret it as symbolic of early human civilization. Enoch himself is later associated with righteousness and being taken by God. This contrast between Cain's city and righteous Enoch deepens the mystery. The city is often overlooked, yet it may represent the birth of culture and society. Its brevity and obscurity make it fascinating. The city of Enoch is a forgotten yet puzzling element of Genesis, the Wilderness of Zin. The Wilderness of Zin is one of the places where the Israelites wandered after leaving Egypt. It is described as dry, barren, and full of testing. Scholars are unsure of its exact location, though it's believed to be in the northern Sinai or southern Israel. The region saw important events like the death of Miriam and Moses striking the rock. God provided water and food in miraculous ways during their time there. Despite this, the Israelites frequently complained and rebelled. The area represents both divine judgment and provision. Its harshness mirrors the spiritual challenges faced by the Israelites. Because of the overlapping names with the Wilderness of Zin, the area remains confusing to locate. The Wilderness of Zin remains mysterious, both geographically and theologically. The Abyss, Bottomless Pit. The Abyss is described in Revelation as a bottomless pit that holds demonic forces. It is sealed with a key and opened only during apocalyptic events. When opened, smoke rises and terrifying creatures emerge. The beast of Revelation is said to rise from the abyss. It is not associated with any known earthly location. Some interpret it as a literal place within the earth, while others see it as spiritual or symbolic. The abyss is also mentioned in Luke, where demons beg Jesus not to send them there. It represents ultimate chaos, imprisonment, and divine wrath. Its terrifying description has fascinated readers for centuries. The abyss remains one of the most enigmatic and fearful places in the Bible. The New Jerusalem. The New Jerusalem is described in Revelation as a perfect city that will descend from heaven. It is adorned with precious stones, has streets of gold, and 12 gates made of pearls. Its dimensions form a perfect cube, symbolizing divine perfection. The city is not built by human hands but by God himself. It represents the final dwelling place of the righteous. There will be no temple there, for God and the Lamb are its temple. Light will come directly from God, with no need for sun or moon. The New Jerusalem merges heaven and earth into a single reality. Though vividly described, it remains a future and unseen place. It is a hopeful, mysterious vision of paradise restored. Magog. Magog is mentioned in Ezekiel and Revelation as a land or nation allied with Gog in an apocalyptic war. The identity of Magog has been debated for centuries. Some associate it with Russia, others with Central Asia or ancient nomadic tribes. Ezekiel describes Magog's invasion of Israel in the latter days. Revelation repeats this imagery, linking Magog to Satan's final rebellion. Despite its prophetic role, Magog's geographic location is never clarified. It has been used in both political and theological interpretations. Some believe it symbolizes any collective evil rising against God's people. Its obscurity has made it a recurring subject in end-time speculation. Magog remains an enigmatic player in biblical prophecy. Patmos. Patmos is the island where the Apostle John received the visions that became the Book of Revelation. It is located in the Aegean Sea and was used as a Roman place of exile. Despite being a real place, it holds immense spiritual mystery due to John's apocalyptic experiences. John describes seeing heavenly realms, divine beings, and the end of time. The island becomes a liminal space between earth and heaven. The cave where John received the visions is still visited today. The exact nature of his visions, whether dream, reality, or divine transport, is still debated. Patmos thus represents both isolation and divine revelation. It is one of the few mystical places in the Bible with a known location. Patmos combines the physical and spiritual into one extraordinary setting. If you enjoyed this video, you won't want to miss our next one. Every entity before the existence of Adam and Eve. From heavenly beings to cosmic forces, we'll explore the mysterious figures and entities that existed before humanity's story began. Discover what the Bible and ancient texts suggest about the world before Eden. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.